wonder what it takes to get those great caving photography images?
We're headed to Tennessee to meet up with professional photographer Chris Higgins to find out.
After a 7-hour flight across the US, we find ourselves deep in the backwoods of Tennessee, heading towards our first cave. The rain's coming down pretty good, which makes for an entertaining ride. Neither Joey or I have any caving experience, so earlier in the day, Chris gave us each a quick 5-minute lesson.
So now that's ready to rappel on.
Okay.
And wait.
We seem to be trekking off into the middle of nowhere. I was imagining a large cave entrance off the road that we just walk into, which now seems a bit naive, so you can imagine my surprise as we arrive at this tiny hole in the ground. Neither Joey or I say anything, as we don't want to give off the impression that we're out of our element. We squeeze down the opening, and the cave opens up a bit. That wasn't so hard. I guess I spoke too soon, as next thing I know, Chris drops down an even smaller hole. Seriously now, I'm beginning to wonder what we've gotten ourselves into. My bag didn't fit into this hole without a good shove, and I'm supposed to? Well, this isn't as tight, but what's to come is quite the task. If you've ever wondered what it'd be like to crawl over 2,000 feet, let me tell you, it's no picnic. It takes hours. We'd be covering the distance of over 6.5 football fields. So much for that easy walk into a tourist cave. No more crawling, but Chris tells Joey and I we'll be rappelling down 120 feet. I'll let you in on a secret here. Earlier, Joey leaned over and told me the squeeze into the tiny hole made him a bit nervous. When I asked him about this, he nods his head no. Oh, come on. I can't be the only one having second thoughts about this. The beginning of the rappel is about 40 feet into a dark cylinder. You can't see the bottom. You can only see your own light in front of you. It then opens up into a massive room, and you rappel down another 80 feet. Joey's starting to really take to this. It makes the rappel look easy. I'm glad one of us paid attention to Chris earlier. It turns out this is actually pretty fun, and for the first time today, I can see why Chris loves photographing in these caves. Over 6 hours into the cave, and Chris is at the spot he plans on setting up his shot. It's fascinating to watch him and Matt work. They set up multiple flashes in different locations around the cavern, sometimes taking 15 to 30 minutes just to set up the ropes to place one flash. This has given me a real appreciation for just how hard it is to get a well-lit image in this place. After a test shot, they have to climb around the cavern again, adjusting the output of each flash. It takes a lot of patience, but they both seem to love it, and that's what's setting them apart. Chris is a big kid, playing in the environment he knows best, who just happens to be a gifted creative professional. With a bit of patience, Chris gets his shot.
I'm Chris Higgins. I'm a professional cave photographer. I've been caving since I was a small child. We went into a cave for the very first time without anybody to show us where we were going, and I was just blown away. Just all these crazy things, and there was just no way to express it in a story. You couldn't just go home and tell somebody because you can't describe what it looks like. But I just started buying disposable cameras, using disposable cameras to take pictures, and it just wasn't cutting it. It didn't do it justice. So I slowly evolved into bigger and better cameras and more gear and carrying more stuff, and just it evolved into a passion really to share the world of caving with the world. So people ask me all the time what it takes to get a good cave photography shot. They think it's a real simple process, like you take some flashlights in, you point them at you want, you take the picture, but they don't realize it takes serious lighting to light up spaces, you know, that could be the size of a football stadium. So it takes tons of equipment, tons of people to help carry the equipment, to get it to where you need it to be, and then to set it up, and to take the picture, hope it turns out, and then to carry all the gear back out. I mean, some of the pictures take 20 hours to take one shot. I've got a Nikon D7000 with a Sigma 10-20 lens. It's kind of my go-to lens. It's not quite as painful when you break them because you end up breaking a lot of lenses when you take them caving. The water's not real friendly to them. Then I've got some JOBY GorillaPods with the flash clips. They work great with some speed lights. You can just clip them right to it and set them anywhere you want. They come in really handy. I usually carry 3 or 4 with me at any time just because there's zero light in the cave, so you have to bring in any light you want in the shot. Other than that, you just set everything up, use some wireless triggers, and you can shoot just about anything in a reasonable size range.
And I'm at Bumbalough. What Chris doesn't tell you is how much hard work it is to get back in these caves. I carry a lot of rope back to get the shots and come with waterfalls and stuff. But it's a lot of fun, even though I don't ever see my name on the shots. I guess you could say I'm kind of Chris's
12 hours after entering the cave, it's time to head back up to the surface. It just dawned on me, I hadn't really thought about that.
So what do you guys think? You were dry a few minutes ago.
I thought I was gonna die.
So just what does it take to capture awesome caving shots? Talent, the right gear, endurance, a bit of fearlessness, and this guy.